Thank you for being here. Thanks for the listen. Thanks for the view. WeGotEd.com, RawStory.com, RingOfFireRadio.com. Ed Schultz News and Commentary. Maybe I'm just a different kind of Democrat, or maybe I just don't match up with the Clinton campaign at all. But does the Clinton campaign really think that they're going to get people to side with them on issues because Hillary is questioning the wealth of Donald Trump? Is that her best issue in this news cycle? I mean, I just find that hard to believe. I don't think Americans care how much money Donald Trump is worth. He might be worth 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16 billion. The visual here is wherever the guy goes, he shows up in a 757. The guy's got to have some kind of ching. What difference does it make? Now, there's a real chance that he doesn't pay any tax at all. Is that Trump's fault? Or is it the fault of the Congress that passes laws like this? I think that is the issue. The issue is that the tax system that we have in this country favors the wealthy. The write-offs, the chances to reduce your taxes because you are wealthy and you spend money on things that are, quote, tax deductible. Of course Trump is going to play the game like that. And it's legal. Here's his campaign manager.
As a businessman, to his family, to his corporation, he is going to pay the smallest amount of taxes possible, which I think the American people also understand.
And you would too. You would too. We all would, right? We're going to follow the law. And if you go to an accountant, what's the accountant going to say? Well, you know, you really ought to be thinking about doing it this way because you'd pay a lesser tax rate and this would be a little bit easier on your bottom line and you might even get a return back. How many Americans are going to say, nah, I don't want to do that? Trump is a businessman. He's going to take advantage of everything he possibly can. And so for Hillary Clinton to start running up this story that, well, you know, he might not be worth as much as he says he is, no one cares about that. No one. And if she can talk down the visual of a guy showing up in a plane like that, it's just a symbol of his success is what it is. His skyscrapers are a symbol of what the guy has done. Somebody built them. His name's on it. And so, come on, Hillary, just get right into it and debate Bernie Sanders. But, oh, no, she doesn't want to do that. We got California. And we got Bernie Sanders showing some momentum. He wants a recount and a full canvassing of the vote in Kentucky because it was so close. He's not talking about any kind of fraud. It's all about being accurate and transparency and accountability. So the Sanders campaign today has asked for a recount in Kentucky. They've also wanted to debate. But of course, Hillary Clinton turned down Fox with a debate, and this is Bernie's reaction.
She is really insulting the people of the largest state in our country who have a right to hear a vigorous debate on her views. So I am disappointed, although not surprised.
And now the mainstream media is all twisted up in the word messy. What does messy mean? Well, it's going to probably have some, the room's going to be messy. Stuff's going to be moved around over here and things aren't going to be as normal. That's what I think messy is. It's not violent. It's not fighting. It's not total confrontation. But I have to say, this has all been worth it if you are a true Democrat and a lefty. James Zogby, Deborah Parker, a Native American activist. By the way, Mr. Zogby is an activist for Palestinian rights. Cornel West, racial justice activist. Congressman Keith Ellison, an early supporter of Bernie Sanders. And Bill McKinnon, who's an environmental activist. Those are the 5 people that are going to be on the DNC platform committee. This is a positive. Had Bernie Sanders thrown in the towel and not fought hard for his campaign and for the millions of people who have donated to him and followed him, we might not have a makeup of these kinds of folks who are totally diverse and very progressive to be on the platform committee at the DNC platform committee. This is progress. And so Bernie Sanders says it's going to be a little bit messy, and now the mainstream media, playing off what happened in Nevada, is trying to say, well, there's going to be fights and the cops are going to be called in and the dogs and the riot police are going to be there. Give me a break. Here's his explanation of messy.
The media often takes words out of context. The context of that was that democracy is messy, that people we'll have vigorous debate on the issues.
Will the convention be messy?
Well, of course it will be. But everything, that's what democracy is about.
It sure is. Ed Schultz News and Commentary brought to you by Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, Bio Green Clean, and the iSave team. When we come back, 2 points of view on trade. The president couldn't be any more wrong than what he's doing with Vietnam. That's next. Stay with us. Hey, folks, you've heard me talk about Bio Green Clean. I'm going to show you right now on my airplane just how tough this is. I want you to keep in mind, chemical-free, 100% plant-derived, biodegradable. It is the safest cleaner that you can get, and it's the most effective. Go to our website, wegoted.com, or go to biogreenclean.com. www.biogreenclean and order today. It's time to continue our conversation about mechanical insulation. Mechanical insulation is for the piping systems in our nation's commercial and industrial facilities. Facility owners are burning up billions of dollars through the lack of mechanical insulation on these piping systems. Call the iSave team. Insulation saves America valuable energy, and this team of energy conservation specialists is shovel-ready to save you money. Visit iSaveTeam.org to have a specialist give your plant an energy audit.
We perpetuate a culture of crime all the way from Wall Street right down to the main street in our hometowns. It's worse than it has been since FDR took control of the problem and said we can't count on industry taking care of the American labor. They probably have already engaged into some type of criminal cover-up, and the law prohibits the government from even doing anything about it.
Catch America's lawyer Mike Papantonio on YouTube at youtube.com/GoLeftTV.
Ed Schultz News and Commentary here every day at wegoted.com, rawstory.com, and ringofireradio.com. Who's for fracking? It's Hillary Clinton. That story tonight on the News with Ed. Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe investigated by the FBI for not so good campaign contributions from a potential foreign national. We'll have the story on that tonight as well. All right, there's 1,500 groups that have gotten together and said no to the Trans-Pacific Partnership. This is the president in Vietnam just 24 hours ago.
I have not yet seen a credible argument that once we get TPP in place, we're going to be worse off. We are demonstrably better off. American workers and American businesses are better off if we get this deal passed. And I'm confident we will get it passed.
How can so many organizations and so many people connected to jobs in the economy in this country and with experience of past trade deals be so wrong on this? This is the big stumper of the second run of President Obama, the second term of President Obama. No one can figure this out. Now, there are some people who are in favor of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. There was a letter sent Monday. More than 400 businesses in 10 states signed off on calling for lawmakers to support the trade pact. Chamber of Commerce is for the trade pact. But the antis far outweigh. For more on this, let's go back to Lori Wallach, Director of Public Citizens Global Trade Watch. Lori, good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Your thoughts on what you just heard the president say, and we talked about it on TV last night, but this is just stunning how the two sides could be so polarized.
Well, first of all, just what he said is it's empirically wrong. In fact, there are two studies, one by the U.S. government, that study showed there are no upsides, and then another study showed the big downside. So actually, just on the merits of what the research shows, he's just wrong. But also, it's very polarized, Ed, in that you have a lot of really big multinational companies that have moved so much of their jobs overseas that they really don't see themselves as American companies so much. They have an American brand, but they're looking to locate the production wherever it's cheapest. And then you have a whole set of people who actually live here, who are the small farmers, the people who work in American manufacturing, the people who have small businesses. You have a whole set of concerns relating to the economy here, not the profit margin of multinational corporations, and that's pretty much the divide. You've got the big guys who want to move offshore who are for it, and you've got the workers and the small businesses against.
And we have seen this president do everything he possibly can to get this deal done with the countries who are in the fold. Brunei is in it. They have Sharia law. There are no labor rights in any of the countries that are going to be involved in this except the United States and Japan. There are issues here that certainly deal with the environment. There won't be the regulations when it comes to production that there are in this country because we do care about the environment. They don't have the Environmental Protection Agency in these third world countries. These, quote, emerging markets is what they call them. And so this is very puzzling why this president would do just that. When I was in junior high and high school, the Vietnam War was raging. I lost friends in Vietnam. In my lifetime, I never thought we'd see our country selling arms to a communist country, and of all countries, Vietnam, so we could do a trade deal. I think that is going to push momentum against this trade deal more than anything else. And I communicated with some people on Capitol Hill last night, and they said, well, it's a different world. That's their rationalization for all of this. We would do a deal with the devil if we could make sure that the multinationals could make more money. How else do we give it analysis, Lori?
Well, unfortunately, the entire process of negotiating the agreement, implementing the agreement, and our past trade agreements has literally been captured by corporations. This is not speculation. The TPP was negotiated behind closed doors for 8 years. There were 600 official U.S. government advisors. About 550 of them represented corporations. Congress couldn't see the text of the draft agreement. The public couldn't see the text. The press couldn't see the text, but these guys were at the table. And that is how you get an agreement that is not in the national interest. What is bewildering, though, is where you started. What is President Obama thinking? As a practical matter, almost everything in this agreement undermines the things he claims are his greatest legacy achievements. And on our website, tradewatch.org, we have a chart at tradewatch.org that shows. So he fought to try and create jobs after the Great Recession. Yet this agreement is projected to wipe out at least another 500,000 jobs. Hell, the government study says it's going to cost jobs in manufacturing, that our service sector exports are going to decline.
Yeah.
This is not a campaign study. It's the official U.S. government assessment.
Yeah.
Or he pushed so hard to try and have Obamacare, except the agreement will increase medicine prices and give the big pharmaceutical companies more power. He fought to re-regulate Wall Street, but one of the key provisions in TPP allows Wall Street corporations to sneak around our courts and our laws and go to these tribunals staffed by private corporate attorneys and demand taxpayer compensation if they don't think that our domestic laws meet their special privileges in the TPP. Issue after issue. I mean, just take Brunei. That Sharia law is for stoning to death of gay people. So the president has rightly been proud of his gay civil rights agenda and accomplishments.
Yeah.
Right to marriage, etc. And then he's getting to an agreement with that kind of a country. It's just unimaginable. How
much impact? I keep hearing here on Capitol Hill that lame duck, that's going to be their best shot. What do you make of that?
I do think, sadly, it's probably the only time that they have a chance to do it, because it's the time when the retired and the newly fired, those who've just lost their elections, get to come back, and instead of being accountable to their voters, they can be thinking about what their next job is as a lobbyist or whatever.
Yeah.
They're really, if people keep doing what they've been doing, which is speaking to their member of the House of Representatives, and folks, next week, they're going to be there basically the whole week from Memorial Day on. So go see them at a parade. They'll be at the Memorial Day parade. They'll be at a flag-laying ceremony. Just go up. You are the boss of the member of Congress and say, hi, I'm a constituent. Can you please commit to me your vote against the TPP? That, Ed, is how we make sure they can't do it in the lame duck. It's ours to win and to save ourselves from all this damage.
Okay. Lori Wallach, always great to visit. Keep up the fight, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She's the director of Public Citizens Global Trade Watch. Here on Ed Schultz News and Commentary. Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSave team bring you this production. Bill Cosby will stand trial. That story tonight on the News with Ed on RT America. We'll see you then. Back tomorrow.